Folks, welcome back to the channel and this massive Orcs versus Blood Angels game. And you're thinking probably, where's the rest of the Blood Angels? Reserve, of course. So today's game is going to be epic. It is Michael that I'm facing off against, and he hasn't deployed everything because he's got no more space. But Michael is teaming up with a very special guest on the channel today. We've got Jacob from the Warp Forge.
With Uncle Eddie. It's 2 minutes here, 2 minutes to midnight, quite literally, hey. But a shout out to Legion of Gamza, because they are wonderful people. Please check out Legion of Gamza, please check out Idic Beer, Commissar Gamza, Tattoo for You, and obviously the Dark Artisan, as you see. Check out all the videos, because they're absolutely brilliant.
And Jacob's going to be smashed before we even do first turn.
Because I'm a super lightweight. And it's great, I am not ashamed.
Wow, yeah, this is going to be an exciting night. So, this game is going to be played over 2 days because it's going to take a long time. Michael, as I said, is using his Orks. Jacob is teaming up with him.
Can't wait.
Jacob plays Orks as well. And of course the Blood Angels, they are finished. Apart from they've got an extra couple of nights to supply them with some heavy hitting firepower, which, judging by what Michael's got, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Michael. These fucking awesome things are just awesome. Like, that's just a battle fortress. that's totally Mad Maxy. That is literally like, you know, Fury Road, where you see like the main guy's like guitar strings going all off with the headbands and all that. Phew! Like I wasn't expecting like Orcs to go full on guard here, so it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Obviously, I had to be like so like hipster and bring on my Chaos shirt because obviously you follow Chaos. These rolls are fat here, but still.
Oh my. Thank you very much, Jacob. So, as I said, Jacob is here to basically help out because of the sheer number of shit that's here.
Statement.
Phil is also here. Phil is going to be helping me move stuff around when he's not busy painting. So, I will do a separate video to go over Michael's entire army, which will be a bit of a showcase army, because as it is, Michael's the only Orc player that I know with a painted army. So he essentially is the resident Orc player on the channel. We will do a full showcase of Michael's entire collection. And it is some fantastic conversions. I'm sure you agree, Jacob. I mean, come on. Look at that truck there. Completely built from plastic card practically.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Like, look at these times of like killburster guns and look at that. Like, I'm sorry, right? That has completely blown my expectations. For me, a battle fortress would be the size of a Storm Raven clamped on for the Land Raider. That was an idea for me.
It's massive. What is it? It's like a Baneblade with half a Storm Raven and a Land Raider on the top of it.
It's a mixture of things. It is truly Gazgul's. Like, Yorick's got his Fortress of Arrogance here, right? Gazgul's got that. What shall we call that? Like, War Bastard 101.
So, yes, that is going to be exciting. We basically deployed at the same time to save time. I've done scout moves. But, Jacob, are you rolling for Michael here?
If Michael wants us to, I assume so.
So, as it stands, the Death Company failed in their task to bring down Gazgul, and Gazgul has amassed his entire war to charge the Blood Angels. Dante is leading half of the 4th Company and the veterans into battle with Housecrast Knights to hopefully slay the Orcs once and for all. Right, so basically, because we deployed at the same time, we're just going to roll off and see who goes first. I need to go first because I've scouted forward and I need to move and blow stuff up with flamers.
So Orcs need to go first because we want to use...
Oh, look who it is.
We need that. Philly. Hey, sexy.
That's so camp. Please no. Right, so whoever rolls the highest will get turn 1, but there is no seize the initiative. So are you ready, Jacob?
Yeah. Oh, do you have a dice somewhere? Right.
Well, I rolled a 4, so do you just want to roll that one?
Yeah, I'll roll that dice, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all single ladies, all single ladies, all single ladies. Oh!
No! No!
Slipjawed yokels at the ready! Let's get a Confederate flags on the top! Sing Dixieland, now! Woo, 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 woo!
And that's after one beer.
Right. Shout out, right? People like to say that Phil's strange, okay? Right? Phil's had years of exposure to me. As you can see by like my earlier YouTube battle reports on the Warp Forge, right? So if
Fucking
you want
shout out
if
on
you want to
that.
know like why I feel so strange,
Anything to say to that, mate?
it's beautiful.
Right.
You're locked in here with him.
Why am I friends with
God.
these people?
You're welcome.
Michael, save me!
Wake me up.
Right, Orks, turn 1. So with that, the Orks are going first. Michael has got a job and a half with Jacob to get these moved up. Let's come back after the moving phase. And I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of brutality coming in and I'm scared. Right, so movement phase, the Orc boys have rushed forward in the battle wagons and the trucks. The bikers zooming up behind them. The tanks, the Stomper is going in for the kill on that Land Raider. All the boys at this side are pushing forward. Everything is generally moving up. Michael's trying to make a little bit of space at the back for the reserves, but who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, so I think there's going to be quite a bit of shooting coming in. I think this guy's probably going to charge. I think them boys are probably going to charge that. But yeah, these are all going to be shooting, and you know what? It's Orcs. They can't shoot supposedly, but with everything clustered together up there like that, that's not so good. Let's see what happens. We're in the middle of the shooting. In fact, we're almost at the end of the shooting phase. And Michael's now elected to use the Giga Shooter to shoot at Astaroth and the Death Company. And as you can see, they've been thinned out. And he's just freaking rolled that.
26 shots, I believe. 6, 12, 18, 18, 19, 20, 22,
That, no.
27 shots?
Before we resolve that, as you can see, I'm missing a knight, thanks to that guy rolling a 6. The knight then stumbled backwards into this one, but didn't do any damage. This big massive blast of strength 10 AP1 goodness just managed to destroy the Razorback, get a penetrating hit on the Crusader, and strip a further 3 hull points from it. We also lost Death Company over here with firepower again coming in from these guys. All of the big guns at the back managed to strip and kill the Baal Predator. Lots and lots of hits, but not so many damages on the tanks at this side. That guy lost a hull point thanks to the lifter dropper at the other side. We've lost a single scout up here. The Devastators have been annihilated thanks to the explosion of one of the knights and then one of the large blasts as well. And we even lost a single biker down there. I'm not even going to name what shot, but basically all of them guys at the back have unloaded the looters. These guys getting 30 shots, the ones over there getting 2 shots. We lost 2 of the scouts up there as well. It's been absolutely brutal, and we've still got this to resolve, so let's have a look.
Yeah. All in all, it looks like a massive scene from a Michael Bay movie, particularly Bayformers.
Yeah, but I've got reserves to come in, so...
Yeah, the Michael Bay explosions are going to continue with the Team America soundtrack of the theme song in the background.
Can we do it?
What?
No. America! Right, so we resolved all of these guys' guns with a heavy 6d6 Gatling cannon thing, and the heavy 3d3 horrible nastiness at the knight managed to strip 2 hull points from the knight. Astaroth's on 2 wounds, and he's only got 3 Death Company left with him, and the Librarian. Yeah, we've got a couple of morale checks to make. The scouts with the sniper rifles are fine, and I think that's actually it, because everybody else didn't take enough or is fearless. Right, charges. The Stomper managed to actually just clip the Land Raider with its flare air. So, Michael, do you want to roll the charge distance for the Stomper? How far did he charge? Oh, that's definitely in. And Jacob, them boys are charging the Baal Predator.
Remember, they've got here we go, so I can reroll one of these dice. So
That's a 1 and a 5.
I'm rerolling this because I have to do -2 to me charge distance as I'm charging through terrain.
Right, so as expected, the Stomper came in and stomped the Land Raider out of existence. Thankfully, nobody was hurt in the explosion, which means these guys can pile forward and potentially do some damage to this. Mephiston hopefully will be getting strength 10. So yeah, hopefully some damage will be done. And as expected, the boys over that side wrecked the Baal Predator here. So we've taken heavy casualties in the lines of the Blood Angels, but we've got a crap ton of reserves coming on in the form of, well, it's not even a crap ton, it's 4 pods. That's not a lot. Yeah. So after consuming several beers, the drop pods of the Blood Angels have landed. Only 4 dreadnoughts have arrived from reserves. The heavy hitters need to come in next turn. We've suffered heavy casualties. We need to weather the storm, do as much damage as we can now, punch through the line of Orc boys, and make it to these super heavies. We need to do a lot. We've got the frag cannon, Furioso here. We've got the dreadnought from the battle company, hoping to chomp away at least a fair few of these boys, allowing the death company to do the rest of the damage. We've got the Leviathan hurtling. I wish I had a drop pod for him, so he could have done some damn damage up here. That would have been great. The Lancer is going to be charging in there, and the Crusader is going to be shooting across the battlefield to thin out the herd at the back. We've got the Tactical Marines jumped out the Land Raider here. The Sanguinary Priest has left the Death Company and joined them. Meanwhile, down there we've got the Martyrs, the Death Company, Chaplain, and the rest of the Death Company probably going to be charging these. The Tactical Squad can charge because the Land Raider is an assault vehicle, which is fantastic. We can hopefully do some damage to these trucks here, combined with a heavy flamer, and if we manage to pop it with a melter gun, would be fantastic. The Death Company that jumped out the Land Raider are looking to take out this thing. I don't even know what it is, but it's got a big cannon on it. It blows shit up, and we need to destroy it. Rear Armor 10, Death Company are coming. The Vindicator's pushed forward as well, again to lend its firepower, going hurtling across the battlefield to do some damage. The Bikers and the Tactical Squad have remained at the back to lend fire, hopefully next turn. So yes, we've got a very quick sight phase. We've got Mephiston and a single Librarian on the table at the moment, with Astaroth hiding under there. Hopefully we should do a little bit of damage, but we'll see what happens. Right, so mixed turn there for the Blood Angels. A heavy flamer from the Dreadnought, as well as the Plasma Cannon, cutting through a lot of these guys, as well as the flamer from the Leviathan doing quite a bit of damage. We need to make it up and get into the Orcs deployment zone. The Lancer failed to do anything to the side armour of the Stomper. The Vindicator meanwhile landed a shell right over this side, did a single hull point to the big tank, and killed a couple of Bikers. The battle cannon from the Crusader managed to also kill a couple of bikes and a couple of guys in here. As you can see, the Tactical Squad did fantastic. Between the plasma pistol, the heavy flame, and the melter gun, we actually managed to strip 2 hull points off this truck. The melter gun blew that one up, but then the explosion actually took the last hull point off this one. So both squads have had to get out. The melter gun from the Tactical Squad around the side here even had a pop at the front arm of the battle wagon, but failed to do anything. Fire from the Death Company Dreadnought cut through a few of these boys here, but not enough of it, unfortunately. The Looters, though, the Looters took heavy firepower from that frag cannon and heavy flamer, 2 of them surviving, and the big mech was slain thanks to bolt of fire and sniper fire from the scouts. So that wasn't too shabby at that side. The Dreadnought in the rear armour of the Stomper got a penetrating hit with the multi-melter, but Michael managed to save it. And the las cannons from the Land Raider there, unfortunately, only causing a single penetrating hit, but not an explosive result. The Lancer has some serious work to do. The Stomper is on 11 hull points. I need to roll 2 6s when I charge. I need to do it. Yeah. Things aren't looking so good for the Blood Angels. The reserves have done well. We've done reasonably well, but we still need to hit back hard. We've got a lot of combats to make. The Death Company will be charging that battle wagon. The Tactical Marines will be charging each of those squads respectively. Mephiston in the cycle phase got Endurance and Sanguine Sword off, so he's going to be battering the life out of this at strength 10. So hopefully, between the Death Company and him, can take that out. But there's going to be a D-explosion incoming there. The Lancer, I am desperate to do some hull points to this Stomper, but the Death Company will hopefully chew through this squad of Orcs here. It's very, very pivotal. We need to do some damage in combat, thin the lines out, and then await the bulk of our reserves on turn 2. Right, so in the combat phase, the Blood Angels have made their mark. The Death Company, Astaroth, and the Chaplain hurtled in, issued a challenge. The Librarian sighted the knob and wanted to slay him with his 4-sword. But between re-rolling hits and wounds, the Death Company slaughtered this unit over here. Across this side, Mephiston charged in and only did 2 hull points. Between 6 attacks, he only hit twice. But the sheer weight of numbers from the Death Company, only needing 5s thanks to Furious Charge, managed to cut that super heavy to pieces. Meanwhile, the tactical squad here, they are locked up with the Nob. We do need to pile him in. The other tactical squad actually failed the charge to the other guys, so the Death Company went in anyway. I was debating charging them at the battle wagon. It means the Nobs are probably going to get out and charge me, but we'll have to see what happens. However, the best thing, no stomper. The Lancer hurtled in, hit with 4 out of 5 attacks, and rolled a 6. The Stomper was on 11 hull points, and the 6 plus D6 I rolled yet another 6, causing it to go absolutely Titanic.
Spooky. Spooky.
Wow, really?
Spooky.
Slaanesh.
Spooky.
The power of Slaanesh compels you. Tentacles, 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 tentacles.
Titanic explosion landing right here. Couldn't have asked for anything better. Single glance on the Land Raider and the Vindicator. So, not a bad round for the Blue Angels. They have retaliated incredibly strongly. Hopefully, we can then bring it back and start to bring out some of these big guns. But Michael, he's got a lot to shoot that's in the open. There's some Death Company that I would have preferred being locked up. But never mind, let's move on to Orks turn 2 and see what devastation they can bring.
Right, Phil. We've got to get it in and out. Deep breaths, Phil.
Right, so reserves for the Orks. The Dagger Jets have arrived and are going to be laying some firepower down into the Death Company down here. Reserves for Michael, unfortunately, he only had space for the 2 battle wagons. So they came on there, but everything else has pushed forward. The Mega Fortress thing, everything is going, I think, for the Lancer and the Crusader over there. This is going to be brutal. But let's see if we can survive. We've got a lot of reserves coming in next turn. Let's see what we can chomp through. Right, so it turns out Michael's Orks can still shoot, thinning the squad of Death Company out here, as well as the tactical squad, killing one of them. The Bikers managed to kill one guy down here. The Death Company in the middle with Mephiston have all but almost been slain, and Mephiston has taken a wound. That was thanks to fire from these 2 Dagger Jets, as well as every single big shooter and nearly every single gun on here. Mephiston and the Tech Marine tanking it, everything on the 2-ups, and Mephiston's Forp feel no pain. This Dreadnought unfortunately has been wrecked thanks to the lifter dropper, as has the drop pod, suffering 5 and 3 hull points respectively. Meanwhile, the squad down there has been thinned out thanks to big shooters rather, from that thing. The big massive demolisher cannon, big bazooka shooter with custom mega explosion
Michael
things. Yeah, basically stripped 3 hull points from the Lancer, hitting it in the backside, and the gun on the Sky Shield there stripping yet another one. The tractor cannons, these guys, so the tractor cannons even managing to strip a hull point from that. Most of everything else remained unscathed, apart from everything that is in the deployment zone, or at least halfway up the board. That was it for shooting, so let's move on to assaults. It's been eventful. If Michael charges, I'm hoping I can do a lot of damage, but we'll have to see who comes out on top. Right, so the Orks have led their charge. These guys hurtled in. We managed to do a single wound to the Nob with Overwatch, and the Marines managed to do a little bit of damage and cut the Nob down in combat. We lost 3 of our number, but we now have Zealots, so we are stuck. Down here, the Nobs hurtled in. We managed to cut down 3 of them altogether. The Hammer alone slaying 2 of them at the same time as them claws came hurtling in. The Martyrs leapt in front of the Death Company chaplain and tanked a couple of wounds, and then the chaplain managed to save 2 from Gruck. We lost the priest and the tactical squad, unfortunately, to sheer weight of attacks from the dice of the bikers. And in combats down here, Mephiston, the Tech Marine, and the Lone Death Company slew all but 3 of the guys down here. The only other charge that Jacob and Michael made was down here. The boys charged in at the Furioso Dreadnought. He did several wounds to Overwatch and then slew another few in combat. So those guys are tying him up. Thanks to Chapter Ancient, so I think I'm hopefully going to try and get him out of combat in the movement phase so that I can then charge that thing. So yeah, reserves for Blood Angels. We need to strike back. We need to strike back fast and hard. Right, so with that, turn 2 for the Blood Angels. And what can I say? Most of the force, half of the company has responded, as has the Terminators. We've got the Lightning Claw guys, deep striking here, looking to make a charge in at them guns. We've got the Assault Squad, in the drop pods with the melter guns. We've got the 10-man unit of Terminators able to charge. We've got the Land Speeder. The Fire Raptors made it into lane support, as have 3 of the Storm Ravens. Everything is in, apart from Dante and the Librarian Dreadnought, but hopefully we can make a mess of Michael's deployment zone. We've got lots of things to do. I'm hoping to get that guy out of combat in the movement phase. At these, the command squad is at the back. Hopefully we can kill that battle wagon, and in the second phase do some damage, hopefully, to the shock attack guns up here as well. There's lots and lots of options. That flank is going to be very hard to start and retake, but hopefully we can start and push round that way. We haven't even done the movement yet. We've got a lot of models to move forward and hopefully push their way into the Ork deployment zone, but I think the shooting and psychic phase is going to be brutal. Haminators have landed over here looking to take out one of these 2 things, hopefully that lifter dropper, and the Night Lancer will be moving this way. So let's move on to the movement phase. So the rest of the movement phase, the Leviathan has pushed forward, the Paladin moving up slightly as well. He's going to lay his battle cannon across the battlefield up at them looters and boys. We've got the Terminators looking to double tap into the squad down here and hopefully take them out. We've got melter guns there, potentially doing damage to the battle cannon, and we've got these guys down here going to hopefully do some damage with plasma. We've just done the psychic phase. Psychic Shriek managing to kill 2 grots and 1 guy up here, and in the movement phase we've elected to attack with this guy from Chapter Ancients. Unfortunately I only got 2 hits and 2 wounds. I needed 3 to kill that knob. And I've also used the Dreadnought here to fire in the movement phase to get into this guy. But unfortunately, I didn't do any damage other than a single hull point. Psychic phase, Mephiston managed to get endurance off on himself, and that was it besides Psychic Shriek over here. These guys are going to be disordered charging anyway, so we might as well try and take out the looters and the shock attack gun up here. Dreadnoughts will be charging in here, Hammers charging in here, Mephiston and the Lancer down here as well, but we've got a lot of shooting to do. We're going to resolve the shooting and see where we come out. Right, so it's worth noting that I actually managed to roll a double 1 for this guy in the movement phase, trying to go over the wreckage of the other Bile Predator. So it's immobilised. Yay! Meanwhile down here, the plasma gunners in this squad managed to blow up what was left of shock attack guns. No? Tractor cannons, so that wasn't too shabby. These guys, Tycho and the plasma guns, managed to make a mincemeat of the battle wagon, and no, I wish I hadn't. And there's more knobs in that one, I'm guessing.
Hard boys.
Oh, great, but still. The guys down here with the melter guns managed to blow up this squad, that battle wagon even, and we managed to put a couple of hull points on this. I think it lost 1 from the Vindicator, 2 from the Storm Raven, and 1 from the Death Company Dreadnought down there. A whole host of fire went in basically. How many hull points is it on now, Michael?
It is on 4 left.
4, so not too shabby at all. The Leviathan has ran, and the bikes there, there's not really anywhere for them to go. The Terminators have shot twice, one lot into the boys over there on the bikes, and the second lot managing to decimate quite a few of these. We've actually still got that land speeder to fire as well. The Fire Raptor managed to strip 2 hull points off this Dagger Jet and a single one off that with the auto cannon. So again, not too bad of a round of shooting, but the best 2 direct hits with the battle cannon, and we've managed to kill the entire squad of shooters and 7 looters that were at the top.
Yeah, 7.
And we haven't even shot the Gatling cannon or the missile launcher yet, so we've still got a couple more shooting attacks to go before we move on to assault, and it is proving to be devastating. It's a rounding off shooting the missiles and the Gatling cannon, shooting in at the battle fortress here, stripping it of yet more hull points. It is now down to 3. The Land Raider even lent its firepower, hopefully trying to take more hull points off, but unfortunately not. The Land Speeder has done some damage to the bikes down there, but Michael managed to jink it away. But best of all, there's a guy under there with a heavy bolter that was snap firing because he moved out of cover, and I took a lucky shot and managed to actually glance that Dagger Jet that was up there. So not a bad round at all for the Blood Angels. We've got quite a lot of charges to make. Basically, yeah, 2 units of Terminators are going to be going in, and we've got this assault to work out. We've got the assault down there to work out. These guys to work out, and of course the Lancer is charging this thing. It hasn't lost any hull points yet, but if I pincer it in this corner, Michael might not be able to shoot. So we'll have to see what we can do. Let's move on to the assault for Blood Angels turn 2 and see if we can shed some green fungus blood across this battlefield. Right, so down here there's one lonely guy that's actually sending a tweet on his little scanner device. Managed to hold up these Ork bikers, inflicting a single wound on them, so that wasn't bad. Of course, we lost the chaplain. The Death Company chaplain has been slain, with power claw after power claw come crashing down, tearing his armour apart. The tactical squad charged in here and managed to cut the other guy down, as well as inflict a single wound. We lost 2 of our number there. So things going okay. Mephiston of course slew the other 3 boys that he was with down here. Across here, the Lightning Claw Terminators, unfortunately not being strength 5 due to disordered charge, didn't do any damage to this. The Hammonators in the meantime managed to wreck the lifter dropper and put 2 hull points on the battle wagon. They were disordered charging anyway, so we figured we might as well go for that. This suffered a hull point because the big killer can shooty blitz bomber cannon of death destruction thing, it only lost 3 hull points thanks to the Lancer. I missed with all but one of my attacks, and then Astaroth and the Librarian came helping. And then the Librarian actually getting 4 glances and pens. All of his attacks hitting, strength 5, of course cutting through the rear armour on 5s. And then Astaroth managed to cut it down with his axe and exploded, doing nothing to the Lancer, putting a single hull point on the truck, blowing the arm off this Dreadnought, which puts him actually down to 1 hull point, and killing the knob that was in there. So, eventful turn for the Blood Angels, but the Orks have now got a hell of a lot of reserves coming on. Let's see what they do. Right, so Orks turn 3 and everything is coming on. The infantry has finally caught up with the rest of the guys. So 30 boys here, and Gazgul has leapt out of the fortress and he's going for that squad of Terminators. And I very stupidly forgot to charge both of those Dreadnoughts in at this. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't charge them, but we'll have to see what he does. The Mega Knobs back there are going for the command squad, and they've got the other unit of 30 boys moving on. The 20 have jumped out and they're going to go after the Hammonators to tie them up, I reckon. And we've got another 12 that have jumped out there And they're probably going to do exactly the same. So yeah, that is it for reserves for Michael, apart from these gun trucks have came on from reserve. That's a lot of AP3 template goodness, which yeah, I need to get rid of before that happens. So let's move on to shooting, and let's see what devastation Michael's going to cause. Right, so there is a giant hole in the middle of the battlefield. One of the guns from the Battle Fortress got a hit and a pen on the Fire Raptor, and Michael managed to stun it. And it's going to go straight there next turn anyway, which means I can't place and crash and burn. So basically we removed that now to save space. This thing with the giant cannon, Michael, what is it?
What, that's
This, a skull hammer, basically hurtled in, killed a handful of Terminators, blew up the drop pod, killed the Vindicator, and managed to put a whole point on the land speeder there. The Terminators have been thinned out thanks to fire from all the big shooters, and basically we lost the assault squad thanks to this guy pointing straight down at him. There's lots and lots of damage coming in down there. The knobs with the shooters did quite a lot and killed a couple of the vets. And down there, Phil rolled 3 1s. Yeah, thanks. On the Terminator saves from all them boys. So I think I can say bye-bye to them 2 Hamminators. Basically, they're going to be tied up for the rest of the game.
It's not my fault, yeah, dice is shite.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Right, you know it. Everybody knows how bad. And I'm getting a nice horrible silhouette there from the light. But everyone knows how bad my dice are. And Phil has just personally witnessed it. So yeah. I did lose a Terminator from all of the big shooters on this as well.
Deny the witch!
Okay. So yeah, let's move on to assaults. I think Michael's charging gas in the remains of the Terminator. Right, so we've just done charges, but we're going to finish off the shooting phase. The looters here managed to destroy 3 of the scouts, but this guy now has Zealot, thankfully. That is specific to the Blue Angel detachment. These guys have Zealot, and of course they've charged in. These guys have charged in at the Terminators, and I think I'm probably going to lose the Terminators. Meanwhile, over on this side, all of the Mega Knobs have charged in at the command squad, so there's going to be lots and lots of damage there. It's worth noting as well, I forgot to mention in the movement phase, Michael actually deep struck these guys over here as he wants to try and take out the Whirlwind, and then he chose to run and lost 4 of them to dangerous terrain because he chose to run them 2d6 and he rolled a 3. So yeah, that wasn't so good. But down here we've got these guys who've made it in for the charge against the Land Raider. So Michael's going to hit hard, and I'm running out of guys very, very fast. Right, so this guy managed to hold these up again. Meanwhile, the Biker Boss and the Knobs slew the tactical squad that was there. 3 boys hurtled in against the 2 Assault Marines, and 2 came out on top. Of course, Gaz hurtled in and chopped the Terminators in half. The Terminators managed to get 2 wounds on Gazgul though, so he is down to a single wound. They're not insta-kill him because he's toughness 6. What an absolute animal. Meanwhile, down this side, these guys charged in and absolutely tore through the command squad despite the 4 invuns on the captains and the Terminator Librarian having an invun as well. Weight of dice just purely overwhelmed them. And yeah, the 2 Terminators that were left were just overwhelmed by a tide of green that came hurtling in. So the Blue Angels have taken heavy casualties. Can we push back? Can we do some damage in return?
No.
Well, let's hope we can, because things are starting to look desperate. Michael's entire army is now on the table, but there's at least 100 boys on the table still. Right, so turn 3 for the Blood Angels, and everything is in. The Librarian drop pod has landed. We've got a unit of Sanguinary Guard there to take out that quad gun, and Dante has landed here, heading straight for Ghazi. There's going to be a hell of a lot of shooting coming in. The Knight is pushed forward, the Bikers are coming in to lend the support, the Leviathan is going in, the Dreadnought is going in. We need to start chomping through that unit. We did shoot the rockets from the Storm Ravens in the movement phase and put 2 wounds on that Warboss. That was it. One of them, unfortunately this one at this side, couldn't do any damage. We couldn't repair the Rhino, so the tac squad have jumped out. They're going to be foot slogging. We've got the Furioso Dreadnought there and the Assault Marines hopeful to clear out this squad. and then the Lancers are going to go into the big squad and hopefully keep those tied up for quite some time. The Terminators will charge back in there, and then hopefully we can do some damage in the middle. The Land Speeder is going to look to hopefully support the Devastators and taking them out, and then we've got the Razorback and the Whirlwind and the Devastators to hopefully cull them Storm Boys. There's not a lot left on this side of the table. All the Blue Angels have made a very fast advance to try and slow the Orks down. Can we do anything to stop them? Can we stop Ghazghkull's War? Right, so the Tactical Marines and the Assault Marines, combined with the firepower from the Frag Cannon and the Furioso, managed to cut down this entire squad apart from the Knob. Firepower coming in from the Storm Ravens, meanwhile, managed to strip this guy down to 6 hull points. But in the centre, destruction. This guy, the Death Company Dreadnought's melter gun, managed to actually destroy the fortress, and then fire from the melter guns, Mephiston, the Flamer, the Heavy Flamer on the Dreadnought, the Bikers, the Heavy Flamer on the Leviathan. Basically everything poured into this squad, and as you can see, it has been thinned down quite considerably. Hopefully, Dante can make a mess of that squad. In the Psychic phase, Mephiston got off Endurance and Warp Speed, but he didn't get off Force, unfortunately. The Librarian Dreadnought, however, got off Machine Flens and stripped this guy of a single hull point, and all the units nearby took D6 Strength 4 hits, killing the 2 boys that were there, but not the Biker, and doing a single wound to him. Meanwhile, the Storm Raven unloaded into that thing, Battle Fortress, big gun mech, and stripped another hull point off it, and then unloaded the Assault Cannon and the Bolters into the Biker. Down here, the Land Speeder unfortunately failed to do anything to those guys, but between the Devastator squad, the Whirlwind, and the Razorback just up there, we managed to cut down most of those Storm Boys. There's only 3 of them left. Meanwhile, the Knight, I thought he would have done a little bit more. He did manage to wreck the 2 vehicles that were here and strip that one of its burner. Unfortunately, despite getting several hits with the battle cannons, with ordnance, I kept rolling 2s as my highest dice. The Gatling cannon itself managed to do a couple of hull points as well, and the battle cannon splatting some grots against that Aegis defense line. So yeah, this is going to end up being a bit of a mess in the middle. We've got some charges down here. The Lancer deliberately didn't shoot because I want to make sure I make the charge into them and hopefully start and make my way through them. This is going to get intense and tight. Both units, both armies have suffered heavy casualties. Michael's got a lot more infantry than me. They are on the back line, but with Here We Go, he should be able to get into and retaliate against the Blood Angels. But let's see what we can do in the assault phase. Right, so we've managed to make several charges. The Lancer is in against this massive unit of boys. The Terminators are in against these. The Dreadnought and the Assault Squad failed a 7-inch charge to take out that one lonely Knob. Sanguinary Guard over there have charged against the gun truck to hopefully take that down. The Dreadnought, the Leviathan and Dante have made the charge here, but Mephiston, he rolls a double 1. Lovely. So there's going to be some brutal combat happening there in the middle. We might film some of the dice rolls and see. I want to see what that Leviathan does, Michael. Yeah, that's going to be horrible, possibly. But Dante is going to get the swing first there. But I think we'll resolve some of these guys over here first. So let's see if the Blood Angels can put a dent in the Orks' line. Right, so we're in the middle of this combat down here. This Dreadnought this side managed to kill 2 of the guys on this side. The Leviathan has hurtled in and done 5 wounds because of those extra attacks with 2 close combat weapons, killing the war boss that was at this side. Now Michael's got a decision to make. He's got 3 wounds left that he has to allocate out. Does he tank them on Ghazghkull's 2-up? Does he look out sir and kill those 2 guys and then take the last one on Ghazghkull? Ghazghkull does have the feel no pain, but he is on 1 wound, and there's still some swords here to go swinging in at those guys as well. So Michael, what are we going to do?
We have to look out, sir, I think.
So you're going to try and kill the guys, so 2 up, look out, sir.
2 dice, 3 dice.
3 wounds. So they all look out, sir, which means it will kill the other 2 guys, and then you have to take the 3rd wound on Ghazghkull's 2 up. And he's fine. Right, so I think Michael made the best decision possible there, killing off the two guys, because the sanguinary guard with the swords then got to swing. But because Ghazghkul's the only model left, I was wounded on 6s, not 4s. So Michael definitely thinking about it there. He does get to swing back though, and I'm guessing are you going after the sanguinary guard?
I am.
Right, so how many attacks has Gaz got?
He has 5.
Great. 3s. Is it mastercrafted?
It is not.
So that's probably going to kill a few of them. 2s to kill. Oh, only kills 2 sanguinary guards. Ghazghkul killing 2 sanguinary guard there. The sanguinary guard have swung back with the axes at initiative 1 and gotten 2 wounds. Michael's just rolled that for his armor save. Feel no pain. Come on. Oh, and Ghazghkul goes down again. No. But Michael, they absorbed. I mean, that unit alone is like 400 points. The Leviathan's like 300. The Dreadnought's 100 and odd. They took a lot to kill. So, Ghazi has been taken down. The lone marine at that side that was holding the bikers up has been killed. The Terminators shouldn't have charged them there. Should have moved them down and gone after probably someone else. But yeah, the amount of attacks coming in from the boys probably wouldn't have done it. The Lancer killed, I think, 4 boys and then stomped on 2 more. And then fortunately the rest of the stomps, I rolled a 1 for the strength of them. So that is not bad. These guys are all now going to get to consolidate, and I've just got those guys to swing against that. So the Blue Angels definitely punching back into the lines of the Orks. Can we keep going? Right, so here we go. The boys are pushing forward. I don't know where Michael's chucking them as of yet. We hopefully need to do some damage to them. But the Dante Jets are back on. I'm guessing he's going to be laying some firepower into Dante. The Mega Nobs have jumped up. We're going to take out the Terminators. And across in the centre, the couple of Mega Nobs that were left are hopefully, I think, going for the Knight. Which means, I'm guessing, the Dante Jets are probably going for their Marines. These guys have just pulled round ready to shoot. These bikers will be going for the Razorback at this side. And over here, the Storm Boys are coming for the Whirlwind. So yeah, that is it for over there. There's very little actually in the centre of the table. And everything is pushed up into this top third. Round there, I think there's some boys there.
Yeah, some more boys that have been stomped by the Knight.
Yeah, there's a single Nob still. No, he died, didn't he? Right, so with Ghazghkul cut down the Orks, I'm making a last-ditch attempt to destroy as many of the Blood Angels as possible. The bikers have been slain thanks to the big kill blitzer thing. Yep, that. And basically, all the big shooters from the Dante Jets managed to kill 3 of the Marines there, allowing these Nobs to then charge the Knight. So we need the Knight to kill them, hopefully. Meanwhile, everything else basically shot. Killed 1 Sanguinary Guard and a Death Company and a single Scout up here. Over this side, all the Mega Nobs and all the big shooters and everything on this killed 2 Terminators. The big shooters on the battle wagon went for the Assault Marines there and only inflicted a couple of wounds, everything being saved. So the Blood Angels are holding fast. The Dreadnoughts, led by Commander Dante, are charging into the Orks deployment zone, and we're hopefully going to be able to do quite a bit. But Michael has some charges to make. It's worth noting as well, the quad gun there actually got a single penetrating hit and shaking this Storm Raven. So it's going to be some nasty assaults. I think these guys are probably going to charge in. We've got the Nobs down there charging in against the Knight. We've got the bikers down here that are going to be going in. It's going to be fruitful. Let's see what happens. So combat's going on in, well, I want to say in favour of the Blood Angels. At this side it did. The Lancer managed to kill and then stomp his way out of combat. So he is going to be heading for the Mega Nobs. And as you can see, the Mega Nobs slaughtered them Terminators. The Terminators not even doing any damage at all. The Nob that was over there went for Mephiston, but he was cut down by the Tech Marines bolt gun. And the other combats that we did, over here the bikers managed to wreck the Razorback, and down here the Storm Boys managed to wreck the Whirlwind. So not good. But man of the match, where is he? He's hiding. Grook and his Mega Nobs charged in at the Knight. The Knight killed all 3, and then Gruk tore it in half. The scatter going backwards and unfortunately landing in the middle of nowhere. So the Knight Baron has been chopped down. Gruk will wear his helmet with pride as a war trophy. And that is it for Orcs turn 4. Unfortunately, we're only going to have time for 4 turns, so the Blood Angels have one more swing to try and cull this green tide. The Blood Angels are moving into position. The armory has been severely damaged and blown up. Wreckages all across the battlefield. However, the Air Force is still strong beside that Fire Raptor. So, Dante has ordered everybody to push forward and drive the Orcs back. The Assault Marines going for the Battle Wagon. Brother Astromale with his missing Power Fist is going for this. We've got the Cerastus Knight Lancer, angry that his Baron was slain, and he is going after the Mega Knobs. Dante himself is in a fit of rage and wants to slay some Orc boys, and he's ordered his Sanguinary Guard to go that way. The Librarian Dreadnought and Mephiston look at each other and are charging towards the Super Heavy Cannon at this side, whilst the Tactical Marines and the Land Speeder make a last-ditch attempt to take out Gruk, and support and fire from the Storm Ravens still in hover mode. Let's see what we can do. Can we stop this tide? We will have to see. The Dreadnoughts have bust through the Aegis defense line, and 3 Dreadnoughts are looking to charge into here. I'm not going to shoot. I want them charges, and I want rid of these boys. Let us slay some greenskins. Right, so shooting phase. These guys managed to glance the side armour of the battle wagon by chucking a crack grenade. Astromale's frag cannon actually caused a glancing hit on the Super Heavy there, and the Lancer only put a single wound on the front Mega Knob there. All the Stormbolters fired in and failed to do anything. Over this side, the Librarian Dreadnought got a single glance on that Super Heavy gun, and the Angelus Bolt fire there unfortunately only killed 2 Orc boys. Mephiston in the Psychic phase managed to get off Warp Speed. Unfortunately didn't get off Sanguine Sword. So I'm going to have to charge both of them over here. I was hoping that Melter Gun would get an Explodes result and then I could charge Mephiston at the Battle Wagon. Down here though, these guys. Bolter Fire, Heavy Bolter, the Land Speeder, and the Scout Snipers up here. Everything poured into Gruk, and he just refused to die. Nothing at all wounded beside the Assault Cannon and a single Sniper Rifle. Back here though, bow pistols from the Devastator squad failed to even do anything to the Storm Boys, so they're going to be charging in there. But looking across the battlefield, the only thing we've got left to shoot is the Storm Ravens. There's going to be a lot of fire coming in from them, a lot of Storm Bolter or Hurricane Bolter fire, and a lot of Assault Cannon fire to come in. Let's see if we can cut it before we move into the assaults. So the Storm Ravens, lending their firepower, managing to strip another hull point from this one, killing one of the Mega Knobs, and stripping a single hull point from this as well. So not as productive as we would have hoped, but not too shabby. Now we've got a hell of a lot of charges. These guys are charging, these are charging, the Dreadnoughts are charging, Dante and the Sanguinary Guard are charging, Mephiston and the Librarian Dreadnought are charging. And of course the Devastators, they're way back there holding the line. So the Blood Angels have made their mark in combat. Dante and the Sanguinary Guard slaughtering Orcs here, left, right and centre. But they passed their mob rule. I think we killed, what, 9 down here. Mephiston and the Librarian Dreadnought came in and blew this guy up. No more big shooty goodness down there. The Dreadnoughts over here, between the 3 of them, killed I think it was 11 or 12 boys. And the boys are locked up. They are going to make mincemeat of the boys. Might take them a turn or 2 if the game was continuing. Meanwhile, across here, there is a giant hole. Basically, Astromale went in and only did a single hull point to the big killer gunny thing. Yep. And then the Lancer hurtled in, destroyed a couple of the Mega Knobs. The Mega Knobs swung back at him and managed to cut him down. He went Titanic, landed on the war boss that was left after he'd stomped, and of course blew up the other super heavy, which blew up as well, slaughtering Astromale where he stood. The assault marines down here made mincemeat of the battle wagon, and that was pretty much it. Gruck, Face Ripper, is up here by himself, and he's ordered a tactical retreat. Dante knows as well that the Blood Angels have taken heavy casualties. It's not a victory for either side. Absolute slaughter on the table. Most of the 4th Company has been slaughtered by the tide of Orks. We have slowed the tide though. Ghazghkull has been slain again. And Gruck, Face Ripper, well, what's he going to do? Is he going to take the rest of the boys? And is he going to rally them and try and build some more big tanky guns? Is he going to go for a softer target? It seems that the Blood Angels and the Orks bounce off each other all the time, slaughtering each other every time they meet. But I think Gruck wants to go for some squishier targets and get some nice guns from some tanks that might be nearby somewhere. So, I hope you've enjoyed the game. It's been very long playing this over 2 days. If we had a little bit more time, we would have gone on to turn 5, as I think, well, I don't know. Michael, do you reckon your boys could have...
No, I think you've had them like...
Yeah. Between the tanks that's left, you know, it was an absolute slaughter of the game. Man of the match for me, for Orks, for you, Michael, got to be him, taking out that knight.
Knight in close combat.
Knight in close combat, definitely. Blood Angels, who do you think was man of the match for the Blood Angels?
I'm going to go for Death Company. Pretty much they tore a huge hole through the middle of my army before.
Yep, straight in the middle, tearing a huge hole through. Not a bad game at all. I hope you've enjoyed it, folks. Please check out the video that I've done of Michael's entire collection. It is something to behold indeed. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.